Folks, one of the biggest financial problems I see with successful people isn't laziness, it's not lack of effort, and honestly, it's not usually even bad intentions. It's something much more subtle. It's fake financial productivity. And fake productivity is dangerous because it feels responsible. It feels like progress. You're listening to podcasts, you're opening accounts, you're moving money around, meeting with advisors, reading market headlines, so naturally, you assume your financial life, it's got to be improving, right? But activity and progress are not the same thing. Financially, some people are basically reorganizing their garage instead of actually cleaning it. Everything looks busy. Nothing actually changed. And here's the really important part. This mostly happens to intelligent people, especially high achievers. Business owners, executives, doctors, attorneys, you name it. People who are very competent in their careers, and they often assume that competence automatically transfers into financial optimization. But being great at making money and being great at structuring wealth are two completely different skill sets. I've met incredibly successful business owners making 7 figures who had no idea how tax efficient their overall structure actually was. Not because they weren't smart, because nobody had ever connected the dots. We sat down with someone recently, very successful, strong income, good saver, disciplined investor, and initially, everything looked solid. Then we started mapping things out. Old retirement accounts from prior employers, multiple brokerage accounts, 3 different advisors, insurance policies they hadn't reviewed in years, cash sitting in random places, and eventually I asked them something simple. What is the actual strategy here? And the room went silent. Because most people don't have a strategy. They have accumulated decisions. And honestly, the financial industry doesn't help because most financial companies are built around products, not advice and coordination. One company wants to manage investments, another wants to sell insurance, another focuses only on taxes, another only does estate documents. So what happens? Your financial life becomes fragmented. It's basically like hiring 5 different contractors to build one house, and none of them are speaking to each other, which honestly explains some home renovations I've seen. And the scary part is, nothing feels obviously broken. Your accounts still grow, you still make money, your statements still arrive, so the inefficiency stays hidden. High income is one of the greatest disguises for financial inefficiency because income can cover up a lot of mistakes. If someone making $75,000 is inefficient, they feel it immediately. But if someone making $900,000 is inefficient, the problem can hide for years. So how do you know if this is happening to you? Usually the first sign is complexity without clarity. You have a lot of accounts, a lot of statements, a lot of activity, but no simple way to explain your actual plan. Sophistication should create clarity, not confusion. Another sign, you're constantly reacting. Market drops, you react. Tax season, you react. Business changes, you react. And eventually, your financial life becomes defensive instead of intentional. This one is huge. A lot of high earners keep adding financial products without ever auditing whether the existing system actually works. It's the financial equivalent of going to Costco hungry. You walk in for one thing and somehow you leave with a kayak. And financially, people do this constantly. New account, new investment, new strategy, but nobody stops to ask, is this improving the system or just adding complexity? Real financial productivity is actually much simpler. It's not doing more things, it's making distinct, coordinated decisions. That means your tax strategy informs your investments, investments support your retirement goals, cash flow supports opportunity, risk management protects the system, estate planning aligns the legacy goals. All connected into frame. Everything should have a purpose and everything should work together because eventually wealth creation becomes less about hustle and more about architecture. The people who build lasting wealth usually aren't the busiest financially. They're just the most intentional. So if your financial life feels busy, but still unclear, if you're making great money, but still feel disorganized underneath, there's a good chance you're experiencing fake financial productivity. And that problem doesn't get solved by adding more, it gets solved through coordination. If you want more conversations around sophisticated financial strategy, business ownership, tax planning, retirement, and building wealth intentionally, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you soon.